Hello and welcome to the channel. Last week's presidential election ushered in a new president-elect in person of Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the ruling All Progressives Congress APC. The election has been questioned by almost every Nigerian and the international observers who were present to witness the shambles delivered to us by INEC. Tinubu, who is a former governor of Lagos State, has been challenged by the opposition parties led by Atiku Abubakar's PDP and Peter Obi's LP. Each candidate will feel they have a legitimate case and claim to the top job owing to the questionable elections that produced a questionable character as president-elect. Subscribe, like, share, and comment. Thank you. Pyrrhic victory. Tinubu lacks legitimacy to govern Nigeria. Last year, in a speech at Chatham House, the London-based international affairs think tank, Bola Tinubu made a profound statement that has come back to haunt him, casting a cloud over his declaration by the Independent National Electoral Commission (INEC) as the winner of February's presidential election. In the speech, Tinubu said the bimodal voter accreditation system (BVAS) required under the Electoral Act 2022 would deliver the fairest and freest election in Nigeria's history. His words, "This is particularly important because the next president of Nigeria have some tough choices to make and will not be able to do so with questionable electoral mandates." That was profound and true. Yet, despite what's widely acknowledged as a fundamentally flawed presidential election, devoid of the anticipated use of BVAS, Tinubu says he has a serious mandate just because he is the beneficiary of the sham poll. But truth is, as he said at Chatham House, because INEC failed to use BVAS as intended, leading to an election that wasn't free and fair, let alone being the fairest and freest in Nigeria, Tinubu has a questionable mandate and lacks legitimacy to govern Nigeria. We will return to the legitimacy issue shortly. First, a flashback. I repeatedly warned in this column that a Tinubu victory would bring Nigeria huge international embarrassment. I was right. The reactions of the international media have been quite negative. In the London Times, Tinubu was described as a wealthy kleptocrat whose election means Nigeria has replaced Muhammadu Buhari, an hailing northern octogenarian Muslim with a reputation for financial propriety, with an hailing southern septuagenarian Muslim with a reputation for lavish spending and corruption. In the Financial Times, a report says Tinubu faced allegations of corruption and questions about his vast wealth and a drug-related criminal forfeiture in the United States. Such negative global perception of Tinubu's integrity damages Nigeria's international reputation but will now be worsened by his questionable electoral mandate, which brings us back to legitimacy. Now, we mustn't confuse constitutional technicalities with legitimacy. Something can be technically constitutional but lack legitimacy, and ultimately, it's legitimacy, not mere constitutional technicalities, that guarantees lasting peace and stability in a country. So, what's legitimacy? Scholars distinguish between process or input legitimacy and outcome or output legitimacy. The former relates to the fairness, transparency, and credibility of a process. The latter concerns the equity, justice, and reasonableness of an outcome. On both counts, Tinubu's purported victory in last month's presidential poll fails basic tests. Take process legitimacy. Every objective observer agrees that the process of the presidential election was fundamentally flawed, with INEC's failure to transmit results electronically and upload them on the INEC Results Viewing IREF portal. INEC itself has admitted that issues of logistics, election technology, and behavior of election personnel at different levels, for which read their connivance with electoral fraud, affected the presidential election. Consequentially, the manifold irregularities eroded the credibility of the poll and the official results. At just 27%, the turnout was the lowest since Nigeria returned to civil rule in 1999. Why? Blame widespread voter suppression on INEC's operational failure, which disenfranchised countless voters. Beyond the voting disarray, there were significant irregularities with the counting of votes and transmission of results. The general view is that many of the results announced by INEC didn't match those from the polling units. For instance, Yihaga Africa, the election monitoring NGO, said Obi, not Tinubu, won Rivers State. It said Obi won 50.8% of the votes, not INEC's figure of 33.3%, while Tinubu won 21.7%, not INEC's 44.2%. Take Rivers State from Tinubu's tally and add it to Obi's, then Tinubu's only won 11 states, while Obi won 12 plus Abuja. Truth is, images suggesting that many of INEC's official results didn't pass the small test fundamentally undermine the credibility of the election and the legitimacy of Tinubu's mandate. The Economist magazine says Tinubu won a flawed election after a chaotically organized vote and messy count. In an editorial titled Nigeria's badly flawed election fails to set an example, the Financial Times says that if Tinubu's victory is challenged, the court will take a long hard look, but will the judiciary? In 2017, Kenya's Supreme Court nullified the presidential election even after world leaders had congratulated the winner, yet Evans didn't fall. The same thing happened in Malawi in 2020. Sadly, Nigeria's Supreme Court lacks the courage, it seems, to cancel a presidential poll, however fundamentally and materially flawed, which brings us to outcome legitimacy. Truth be told, even if the court upholds Tinubu's victory, it doesn't have outcome legitimacy. Think about it. He won only 37% of the votes, the lowest winner's share since 1999. More people voted against him, 16 million, than for him, 8.8 million. He won only 12 of Nigeria's 36 states. He lost Lagos, Nigeria's commercial center, and Abuja, Nigeria's political capital. Tell me, where is Tinubu's serious mandate? Now, does Tinubu have a mandate for a Muslim presidency? Absolutely not. You need massive support to claim a mandate for something so divisive in a diverse country. Yet, across the country, north and south, Nigerians overwhelmingly rejected Tinubu's Muslim ticket. 16 million voted against it, 8.8 million for it. Even Kashim Shettima, Tinubu's Muslim running mate, was humiliated. Tinubu won only one of the 6 states in the northeast, Shettima zone, only 2 of the 7 states in the northwest, the core Muslim north. That's the news, guys. Thanks for listening. Until next time, bye.